All right, from New Orleans to Canton, Ohio, Saints owner Tom Benson is a well-known name in the football world.
But now he is larger than life and will forever be seen that way in the new Hall of Fame stadium named in his honor. Sports anchor Fletcher Mackel has more on today's special dedication.
Saints and Pelicans team owner Tom Benson is now immortalized in 2 different states. 3 years ago, a statue of Benson was erected in Champion Square between the Mercedes-Benz Superdome and the Smoothie King Center. On Thursday morning, another statue of Benson was unveiled. This one in Canton, Ohio, at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Benson was honored because he and his wife Gail donated $10 million to the Hall of Fame stadium.
I'm proud of him and all that Mr. Benson's done, and I think it's a great honor. The upgrades, and when you look at it, I've only seen the pictures that you've seen on the internet, but that's significant, and to be a part of that and make a contribution as significant as he did to really better the Hall of Fame, you know, it's well-deserved.
Tom and Gail Benson were joined on Thursday morning by Morten Andersen. He's going into the Hall of Fame this weekend. The Great Dane is one of the greatest Saints all time. He's also the NFL's leading scorer and only the 2nd kicker inducted into the Hall of Fame. Morten Andersen will be the 3rd Saints player inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. The first was Ricky Jackson, a member of the famed Dome Patrol. He went in 2010. Star offensive lineman Willie Rofe was inducted in 2012. Reporting in Metairie, I'm Fletcher Mackel, WDSU News.
Well, if you plan on heading out to Saints camp this Sunday, heads up for you. It's moving to Tulane's Yulman Stadium. Practice will get started at 7 p.m. Gates open at 6 o'clock. A brief autograph session is also expected to take place after practice with some of the Saints players. And also, Rouse's Fast Pass wristbands will not be honored for this Sunday's practice.
We do want to say a special happy birthday to the Superdome. Happy birthday. The stadium turns 42 today. The 166,000 square foot stadium stands as host to hundreds of special events each year, from concerts to sporting games to smaller events like today's Veterans Job Fair. Legendary rock band U2 will be in the Dome next month for a tour stop. The Saints will be back in the Dome later this month, of course, for a preseason game against the Houston Texans and the Baltimore Ravens.
Saints training camp is still in session, but now the black and gold changing locations. WDSU sports anchor Fletcher Mackel has details on where you can see the Saints practice this weekend.
A heavy rainfall in the metro area this morning forced the black and gold to move their workout indoors. We'll talk more about the team's practice from Thursday coming up later on in sports. Right now, though, let's talk about 2 different items. The team moving training camp this weekend and Tom Benson being honored once again. A 10-foot statue of Tom Benson was unveiled on Thursday morning in Canton, Ohio. Benson and his wife Gail donated $10 million to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. The stadium in that city is now named Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium.
I'm proud of him and all that Mr. Benson's done, and I think it's a great honor.
The Bensons are in Canton, Ohio this weekend because the Great Dane, one of the greatest Saints ever, Morten Andersen, will be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Also this weekend, on Sunday evening, the Saints are moving training camp. They'll stage their workout at Yulman Stadium on the campus of Tulane University.
I like to change up for a night practice. I think it changes the routine up during the day. They're off their feet, and I know it's a lot more fan-friendly because your seating arrangement. So I think, number one, you know, you're not limited to, 1,500 people. You can have as many people, and I think it's better for the fans. So.
This isn't the first time the Saints are staging an evening workout in Yulman Stadium. They also did it back in 2015. Drew Brees is an Uptown resident. 2 years ago, he said he was a big fan of practicing at Tulane because he could simply walk to and from the stadium. Reporting in Metairie, I'm Fletcher Mackel, WDSU News.
When Saturday rolls around, the Saints would have practiced 9 times at their facility on Airline Drive, 8 times outside and once inside, which happened today. And all those practices have been in the morning. Well, That will all change Sunday. The Black and Gold are taking their talents uptown to practice inside Yulman Stadium under the lights. The practice will go from 7 to 9, and it's free for fans. Capacity for practice at Yulman will be 7,000. This is the second time Sean Payton and his guys hold a training camp practice uptown, doing it just 2 years ago when they returned from the Greenbrier. As for today's practice, Sean Payton and the team went inside for the very first time this camp, thanks to all the rain this morning. Now, the plays of the day, not all that sexy. Drew Brees finds a wide open Corey Fuller just wandering behind the defense, and he's going to take it to the house untouched. Another guy who seems to just make plays on offense during camp is Tommy Lee Lewis. He beats Arthur Millette down the sideline and in to the end zone. And we know Adrian Peterson is a very physical runner and shows that off on this run, breaking through some would-be tacklers. Now, for more on the 7th practice this camp, let's go to Metairie, where we find Fletcher Mackel.
Rain forced the Saints inside on Thursday morning, but even all the wet weather couldn't stop the tempers from flaring once again. For the 3rd or 4th time since the Saints opened training camp just 7 days ago, there were more scuffles, skirmishes, and guys getting into it. And the players say that's a good thing.
It's just competitive. It's good. It's good for everybody when we get that competitive. So there's no bad to it. I think it's all good.
All good is a good way to describe 5'6" wide receiver Tommy Lee Lewis, one of the darlings of training camp in 2016. The diminutive speedster seemingly came out of nowhere and made the Saints' 53-man roster. Because the Black and Gold traded away Brandon Cooks during the offseason, some are saying that Tommy Lee Lewis could be the team's deep threat this season. He was asked if he feels more comfortable because of that.
Not really. I'm always out to prove myself. I mean, it's been like that my whole life. You know, I'm 5'0", so I'm always have to prove myself every year in and year out.
Another guy looking to prove it each and every day, rookie linebacker Alex Anzalone. He's been working with the starters since training camp began.
I don't really read into that. I think that I just go out there and practice. I don't really try to think about the mind games of what's going on and everything like that. I just do my own thing, do it to the best of my ability, and that's that, whether it be the first team, the second, third, whatever it is. So, every day I just try to get better.
When it comes to who he's competing with for a job, Alex Anzalone has mostly been battling against former first-round draft pick, third-year pro, Stephon Anthony. Reporting in Metairie, I'm Fletcher Mackel, WDSU News.
The Saints are moving practice this weekend, also a big weekend for a former Saint and the owner of the Saints. What am I exactly babbling about? Well, Fletcher Mackel could tell you.
That's right, Sharif. Thank you very much. Let's talk about a couple of non-on-the-field items, if you will. The Saints moving training camp this weekend and Tom Benson being honored once again. A 10-foot statue of Tom Benson was unveiled on Thursday morning in Canton, Ohio. Benson and his wife, Gail, donated $10 million to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. The stadium in that city is now named Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium.
I'm proud of him and all that Mr. Benson's done, and I think it's a great honor.
The Bensons are in Canton, Ohio this weekend because the Great Dane, one of the greatest Saints ever, Morton Anderson, will be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Also this weekend, on Sunday evening, the Saints are moving training camp. They'll stage their workout at Yulman Stadium on the campus of Tulane University.
I like to change up for a night practice. I think it changes the routine up during the day. They're off their feet, and I know it's a lot more fan-friendly because your seating arrangement. So I think, number one, you're not limited to, 1,500 people. You can have as many people, and I think it's better for the fans.
The Saints practicing in Yulman Stadium on Sunday night. This isn't the first time they've crossed town to Tulane University for a practice. Back in 2015, they did the same thing. It should be an interesting night for Saints wide receivers coach Curtis Johnson. He's, of course, the former Tulane head coach. After leading that university to a bowl game in 2013, he was fired following the 2015 campaign. Reporting in Metairie, I'm Fletcher Mackel, WDSU News.
All right, I think after every training camp practice, we've said this guy looks good, that guy looks good. And the theme continues with safety Marcus Williams, who has truly opened eyes over the last week. The second-round draft pick out of Utah has been called a ball hawk by many and backed it up when picking off Drew Brees yesterday in 7-on-7 drills.
It's like a dream come true, you know, going against one of the great quarterbacks. You know, it's just coming in and being able to, you know, adjust is something that you always look forward to doing, you know, as a rookie, really. So it's just about adjusting.